Guys, Will here with W.T.F Car Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2024 Chevy Silverado 3500 HD Duramax LT.
And a big thanks to Zach and the rest of the management and staff here at Chevrolet of Wesley Chapel for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Wesley Chapel, Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and ask for Zach.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Silverado has been a series of full-size trucks sold by Chevrolet since 1999. That's when the first generation was released. The fourth generation was released in 2019, and for 2024, the heavy-duty Silverados received a facelift both inside and out, featuring a 10-speed automatic transmission for the gas models, and the diesel makes an additional 25 horsepower, 65 more pound-feet of torque, now at 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque. The 12-inch digital gauge display and 13.4-inch touchscreen are carried over from the previously updated 1500s, and a new ZR2 trim is set to arrive later on this year. The 2024 Silverado HD is available as a 2500 or a 3500, also available as a dual rear wheel for an additional $1,500 or a single rear wheel that we have here. There are 4 trim levels for the 2024 Silverado. The LT sits in between the base and the LTZ with a $57,000 base price, an additional $9,500 for the updated 6.6 liter Duramax. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, we get the bold redesigned styling with a little bit of shiny chrome in the center, but more dark accents for the grille, a little bit of shiny chrome for the bumper area, but the tow hooks are blacked out, solid airflow for the intercooler and radiator. We don't have LED headlights, but the halogen does a pretty good job with this massive bulb. We get the turn signals right up top, also functioning as a daytime running strip. Fog lights are LED down below. We have a functional hood scoop that says Chevrolet on the shiny chrome for the bottom portion, of course, all functional. We take a step out to the side, check out this wheel and tire setup with these pretty aggressive 18-inch rims. We get the Z71 off-road package, which is about a $325 option. It gives us more aggressive wheels and tires, plus more aggressive off-road ready suspension. But the tires, you mentioned these 18-inch rims wrapped in Michelin LTX all-terrain tires, dimensions being 275/70 R18s, and hopefully you can get a good look at the suspension setup with the red shock in the center, just like on the 2500 Denali we just reviewed from GMC. It says Allison transmission Duramax on the hood, Z71 badge, 3500 HD, smart access for the driver and the front passenger. We get the tow mirrors with a turn signal right outside of them, zone light, 2 tiers of glass. We don't get blind spot monitoring here standard on the LT, got to go for the LTZ for it, but the mirrors themselves show a pretty good amount of visibility for your blind spot, and the bottom glass shows you your rear wheel pretty easily. We don't have a window sticker on the outside of this vehicle. We'll step inside and we do have a window sticker inside, but you can see everything that we have on this outside sticker. Black trim for the window trim, shark fin style antenna, just like on the 2500 Denali we just reviewed. Side step to access this long bed. We do get the long bed here on this specific Silverado. The gas cap, it's not pushed to open, but you don't have to pull any latches. Diesel fuel, diesel exhaust fluid right next. I mentioned the side step. We don't get the multi-pro tailgate here. It's a huge feature, especially for the heavy duty trucks that make it a little bit tougher to get in and out. But still, I like how GM gives us those steps on the side and out rear, even if you don't get the multi-pro tailgate. The rear wheel and tire setup, same thing as up front. Get a good look at the suspension setup, leaf springs, and the shock damper, and the heavy duty axle differential right there in the center in a full-size spare tire. Out rear, we mentioned the step out for the bumper too. The taillights are not LED, neither is a turn signal or reverse light. Shiny chrome for the bumper area, Silverado badge on the left, LT badge on the right. Tow hitch, even with the standard tow hitch, this truck can tow up to 20,000 pounds, up to I believe 23,000 pounds if you go for the gooseneck. Next to the button to drop the tailgate is your zone light for the back and a backup camera right next to it. You can either press that button to drop the tailgate down, or you can use the key fob. And on the key fob, as you see, you can press this button twice and the tailgate falls right down hydraulically. It's not electric, so it won't come back up for you, but it's still nice to be able to just press a button on your key fob and have the tailgate fall down. But the bed itself is massive. This is the long bed with the gooseneck option. We have our AC outlet in the corner and LED lights for the bed itself. More attachments for a trailer hitch. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera, and 12 sets of tie downs for all 4 corners with a Chevrolet bow tie etched into the bed liner. We don't have a sliding opening 5th window, and we don't have a camera mirror, but the third brake light appears to be LED. We can lift this tailgate right back up, take a step back, get a good look at the exhaust tip and rear suspension, differential, and axle. But speaking of the exhaust tip, it is massive. Let's fire up this updated 6.6 liter V8 Duramax and hear how she sounds. All right guys, that was the sound of the 6.6 liter 8-cylinder Duramax diesel sold by Chevrolet for the 2024 Silverado 3500 HD, and it sounds okay, but it makes a ton of power at 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this truck, which weighs in almost at 9,000 pounds, to 60 in 6.5 seconds. So absolute monster of a motor. With a single rear wheel, it can tow up to 24 or 22,000 pounds. Dual rear wheel, you can expect towing up to 36,000 pounds. Absolute monster. We get the drainage for the functional hood scoop. As you see, it leads directly into your engine bay. I'm gonna have to get my tippy toes to close this hood because it's gotta be at least 8.5 feet in the air, but we can figure it out. Drop it down, walk around this 2024 Silverado one more time. It is a beautiful truck. It's just an LT. I can only imagine how much nicer an LTZ or even a High Country would be. But for the LT, the base price under 60,000 bucks, with the Duramax a little bit under 70,000 bucks. Let's see what we got going on. So up top, we get soft touch materials, wood trim in the center, aluminum beneath that, rubberized underneath the aluminum. Gushy soft leather armrest with contrast stitching, auto one touch for the driver, auto one touch for all four actually, just for the way down, but on the way back up, it's only auto one touch for the driver. Power folding mirrors, four-way adjustable, ton of storage down below. You'll fit a foot long with no problem, and two 20, maybe 24-ounce bottles to wash it down. One of your speakers, we get an aluminum little kick plate as we step inside. One complaint that I have is this is a very large truck, pretty high off the ground, and we don't get any running boards. For a big truck that's approaching 60,000 bucks, some type of running board would be nice as a standard feature. The seats are comfortable cloth, fully adjustable. They're heated seats. Lumbar, you can recline, drop, lift, and slide them. It's not a power seat for the passenger, but for the driver, it is power. Taking a step inside, hand on the grab handle, foot on the floor, and I can lift myself inside of this 2024 Silverado 3500 HD. And as we step inside, check out that display. That is all new, of course, for 2024. It says Z71 on the gauge display and Chevrolet bow tie on the touchscreen. Before I suffocate, let's turn this engine on and everything fires right to life. First thing we notice is a steering wheel. It's a nice solid thickness, but the 10 and 2 is just non-existent, just like most full-size trucks outside of the F-150. 9 and 3 still feels pretty good. We have a 6 o'clock spoke in the center. The horn area is rubberized. The horn itself, wow, really aggressive sounding horn. Definitely one of the loudest in the business. People will definitely be getting out of your way. On the left side of the steering wheel, cruise control, forward collision alert, and a heated steering wheel. On the right side, voice commands. You can hang up and answer your phone calls and adjust this infotainment. Speaking of infotainment, we can adjust the display for the left side and the right side. Lower gauges too, all can be adjustable. Units, speed warning, speed sign display, software info, and you can reset to the default. Info, drive info, fuel level, and hours remaining or hours driven. We get the average speed for the trip 1, trip 2, timer, tire pressure, and we have a lot of pressure in these tires because remember, this is an HD truck, meant for heavy payload, meant for heavy towing, so you need the extra air in the tires. So as a result of the extra air, don't expect 1500 levels of ride quality. If you want 1500 levels of ride quality, you're going to have to lower the tire pressure down to like 30, 35 PSI, and it'll greatly impact your payload and your towing capability. Anyway, continuing along, we can also check out our driver assistance heads up, oil life, brake pad life, that's a nice feature, air filter life, fuel filter life, diesel exhaust fluid, all nice to have gauges that show all of that. Music, once it loads up, you have AM, FM, Sirius, Bluetooth, Amazon Alexa, Google News, and podcasts with a turn-by-turn compass in the center for the navigation if the GPS is currently working. Phone, we don't have one connected, and the overall settings we already checked out. 140 mile-an-hour speedometer with a compass in the center. On the right side, we have a tach that goes to about 4,600 RPM. Down below, we have our fuel level, range in the center, and the coolant temperature on the left side. To the left of the steering wheel, we have our zone lighting with these two controls, interior brightness, and our outside lights with fog lights beneath that. Drive mode selector, the drive modes include off-road and normal. We'll start the review off in normal and probably leave it in normal because I don't plan on taking this truck off-road. We have our tow haul mode beneath that. Four-wheel drive low, two-wheel drive high, and four-wheel drive high. We don't get four-wheel drive auto like we had on the GMC Sierra Denali we just reviewed on this channel. We'll leave it in two-wheel drive high. We may throw it in four high just for one acceleration off the line, but outside of that, it'll just be left in two high. Electronic parking brake, tilt and telescoping steering wheel with this latch, it's not power. It wasn't power in the Denali we just reviewed, so I wouldn't expect it to be power here. We don't get auto rain sensing wipers, but we get auto headlamps and auto high beams. On the right side, we still have a column gear shifter or gear selector with the manual shift controls with hard buttons. The backup camera, we can take a quick look at it. Okay, we have really good resolution with guidance lines and trajectory with the trailer over the top trailer hitch view to line up your trailer as well, we're leaving this old school view with the guidance lines and trajectory, throwing it right back into park. Outside of the gauge display is all piano black with a little bit of aluminum outside of this air vent, soft touch for the entire dashboard. It's actually leather stitch trim for the dashboard itself. We don't get the heads-up display here on the LT, but it is available on the higher trims. The 13.4-inch touchscreen, let's check it out, stay in demo mode. We'll let the person who ends up buying this vehicle adjust everything to their liking. It's gonna take a second for me to really adjust everything, and I'll catch back with you in 1 second. All right, so here we have our map. The response is absolutely excellent. A response to the touch just as good as an iPhone. We have our trailer light test. Beneath that, we have our phone settings. If we had a phone connected, you can hook it up to Bluetooth.
I don't understand.
It's actually currently listening to my voice, but anyway, here right back to the map. Beneath that, our music. Once it loads up, and we have 2 tiers of screens. So if you want to see the info on the left side, you can also see the maps on the right, or you can option out to see a clock. Settings, you guys can pause, take a look at all of these. And finally, down below, we have our home screen with audio, maps, phone, cameras, Google Assistants, and the Play Store. Everything on this side. Cameras, we can check them out real quick. Just our old backup camera, that's the only camera we have here. But on the higher trims, we have a camera mirror, 360 camera, and of course, a front-facing camera. My personal favorite to look at all times would be the map, so we'll leave it here. Down below, volume control has a satisfying resistance to it. Home screen right next to it. Exhaust brake, lane keep assist. Button to drop your tailgate, hazards, you can turn off the traction control, and hill descent control. More wood trim running through your dashboard with some aluminum beneath that. Hard plastic around these buttons, engine start stop, trailer brake controller, heated seats, no ventilated seats, but the heated seats can be adjusted for your back or the back and butt. Dual zone auto climate control, vent controls in the center, USB-A and USB-C port, plenty of storage down below with rubberized texture. Right here we have some more wood trim and some storage down below. You'll fit 24 to 30 ounce bottles in these cup holders with these pushy things to keep the drinks in place. You get the wireless charging pad and a massive armrest for the center console. Very premium feeling leather. 2 tiers of space, just like the Sierra Denali we just reviewed. Plenty of space for like 5 or 6 iPhones in the center, business cards or coins on the sides. You'll fit 4 or 5 2-liter bottles of soda in here, an additional USB-A and C port, and an AC outlet right next to it, perfect for a computer if you're on the job site, and a light for the center console. We can put this top tier right back. Check out the glove boxes. We have 2 tiers of them. The top tier, you press the button and it's outlined in leather. We can probably fit a shoe, probably 3 pairs of gloves in this top tier, and down below you'll fit probably 15 to 20 license plates, solid amount of space. The rear view mirror is not frameless, but it is auto dimming. That's an appreciated feature. We have LED interior lights, no sunroof, our OnStar settings, but what you see is basically what we get. I like this cutout, so you get a little bit of additional headroom. We have the same thing out back for the back passenger, so anybody under like 7 feet tall should be perfectly comfortable driving one of these heavy-duty 3500 Silverados. That's about it though, guys, for the front seat. Let's take a quick look at this window sticker, see any features that I may have missed, and then hop out back. But as far as this 2024 Silverado 3500 single rear wheel crew LT 4-wheel drive, the exterior color is black, the interior color is jet black, Duramax 6.6 turbo diesel, and Allison 10-speed auto transmission. You can pause, take a look at all the standard features. Base price at $55,400 before destination, $94.90 for the Duramax, $12.10 for the convenience package. That includes 120-volt interior and cargo bed power outlets, second row USB ports, dual zone climate, 10-way power driver's seat, and a manual tilt and telescoping steering column. LED fog lights, LED area lighting also included in that package. $10.90 for the gooseneck 5th wheel package, giving us a stamped bed holes with caps, 7-pin trailer harness, and the Chevy Tech spray-on bed liner. $6.20 for the front buckets, $5.30 for the trailer mirrors, which are heated, power adjustable, and auto dimming. $5.25 for the remote start package. That gives us the remote start and FET turn system, and a rear window defogger. $400 for the heat package, giving us the heated driver and front passenger seats, heated steering wheel as well. $325 for the Z71 off-road package, giving us the off-road suspension, including twin tube shocks, hill descent control, and skid plates. The rear axle is a 342 ratio. $12.25 for the GVWR. That's 5,557 kilograms, 18-inch machine aluminum wheels with silver accents also included. After $14,000 in options, total vehicle price is $69,000 before destination. After destination, sitting at $71,485. We're getting up there in price, but we have quite a few features for a pretty serious level tow capable, off-road capable truck. As far as the back seat, let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the material. So up top, same materials as up front, very premium feeling, gushy soft armrest, auto one touch for the way down, it's not auto one touch for the way back up. You'll easily fit a foot long in this pocket, 24-ounce water bottle to wash it down, additional speaker too. Taking a look inside, the seats are currently up. We don't get the leather pouch like we have with the leather seats for the Silverados or the GMC trucks, but it's still a ton of storage down below. You lift these seats up, you could probably fit a twin-size sleeping bag back here and sleep in the back of your Silverado HD with no problem. We don't have an aluminum nameplate as you step inside out back. We can drop these rear seats down. As we mentioned, we don't have that storage cubby in the center. Got to get the leather seats if you want it. Taking a step inside, even though I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, I still got to use this grab handle since we don't have running boards. And hopping in, you can close this door right up. And as you see, ton of legroom. Just like the 2500 Denali we just reviewed, I have about a foot of legroom, unlimited room for my feet. Headroom, I have at least 4 or 5 inches thanks to that pretty solid cutout. So under 7 feet tall, you'll sit behind your seat settings with no problem. We get 2 cup holders as part of the center console. You'll fit 24-ounce cups with a pass-through, good spot for a phone, 2 air vents, USB-A and USB-C port. We don't get a center cubby back here or a 5th window. So what you see is basically we get a ton of space, ton of features, considering it's a relatively base LT trim. The biggest option we have is that 6.6 liter turbo diesel Duramax. We can take a step out of here. As soon as I figure out how to, we currently have the child locks on. So I gotta take a step out of here from this other door. Interesting, but I guess it doesn't really make a difference. We can walk around this 2024 Silverado long bed 3500 HD with the Z71 off-road package. It is a beast of a truck. And speaking of beast, with a 6.6 liter V8 Duramax, which makes more power compared to last year, 2023, let's take this 2024 Chevy Silverado 3500 HD out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new updated 2024 Chevy Silverado 3500 HD LT Duramax. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions, though, the brakes feel very soft and squishy, not very responsive brake pedal feel. The steering, though, on the other hand, feels very responsive, at least at lower speeds. Throttle feels nice and responsive, too. Body roll, we'll throw it in quicker than we should. It definitely has some roll, but it feels surprisingly sharp at half throttle. Woo! This thing's a torque monster. Brakes, throwing it in. Yeah, a little body roll, but the steering feels really good for a heavy-duty truck. Gas pedal, about halfway. So much torque with the light pedal. We'll try full throttle acceleration too, but on these twisties in a truck like this, it's just not really what it's meant to do. But as you see, it's still doing it pretty well. Great low-end punch, barely even on the gas. You just pick up speed so well. If you try an acceleration off the line, just lean into it on the gas, boost. Ooh, ooh, yeah. It chirps the wheels pretty easily. Decent amount of body roll. Yeah, high-speed twisties are not what this truck is meant to do, but for a truck, it still does it pretty well. The brakes feel good, more twisty. I'm really surprised at just how well the steering feels, though, for a truck like this. Handles the bumps well. Obviously doesn't handle the bumps as well as a 1500, and that's simply because of the air pressure in the tires. There's just too much tire pressure here to really have that soft, gushy ride quality, but it still feels comfortable. There's just simply too much tire pressure for it to feel as gushy as a 1500. We'll try a turning radius test, see if we can hit this UE. Yeah, the steering feels really sharp at low speeds, and for a heavy-duty long bed truck, turning radius is surprisingly good. All right, guys, we can try an acceleration in 4-wheel drive high, little bit of a brake boost, and let's go. Woo! Wow. Okay, so even though we have a 4,600 RPM red line, the car shifts us at about 3,000 RPM when your foot is to the floor. One more time on the gas. Ooh. Yeah, guys, this thing is a beast. The brakes do a good job slowing us down. Do the twisty. Nice. But we really don't have to beat up this truck a whole lot further. We could take it out of 4-wheel drive. It's a shift in the fly system, but I still prefer to come to a complete stop when I shift out of 4-wheel drive. So 2-wheel drive high, and we'll close off the review in 2-wheel drive. There we go. Cool, let's go. So partial throttle. It feels really strong, and then when the boost kicks in, it just feels like an absolute powerhouse. I've never driven a V8 heavy-duty truck. I've driven V8 light-duty trucks like a 1500, and they feel amazing. I would probably always go for a V8 light-duty truck. I'm not a biggest fan of that Duramax, 3-liter Duramax that you can get from the 1500.
I'm not really a big fan of that 2.7 liter turbo, even though it makes a very good amount of power. It just doesn't give you that instant pedal feel that a V8 engine gives you. This V8 turbo Duramax gives you that strong V8 feel off the line. It does build once the turbos kick in, but even when the turbos aren't kicked in, it still feels like a very strong motor. Hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. But one more time, sharp, twisty, throwing it in, nice, and lean into the gas pedal. Woo! Not bad. But now that we're just calming down, we don't have to beat it up a whole lot further. Just regular driving, this is a very solid vehicle to maneuver. It doesn't feel overly large. We've driven a 3500 dually for 2023 in this channel, and even that car didn't feel overly large. I understand it's a beast, it's a massive size truck, but the way the GM does their steering racks, does their throttle response, it makes the truck just feel smaller than it really is. The Ram trucks are the complete opposite. They're about the same size dimensions wise, but they just feel so much larger than a Chevy truck, simply because Ram prioritizes the smoothness, the light steering, and the soft suspension, which just makes the truck feel a little bit more difficult to control. And that's just not the case here. Brakes, throwing it in one more time. Ooh, and coming out. Ooh. I'm liking it, guys. I wish there was a little bit more grunt from the exhaust note, but I'm sure most people that buy a $70,000 truck would rather have it be as quiet as possible. Overall, guys, if you're looking for a heavy-duty tow-ready truck, but you want navigation, you want the digital display, and you want the 6.6 liter updated Duramax, which will run you an additional 10,000 bucks. But as you see, it is almost certainly worth it. The acceleration is good. Look at that. Yeah, guys, I would definitely option in the Duramax. Yes, it's $10,000, but that's why you buy a heavy-duty truck. If you don't need the Duramax, you probably don't need a heavy-duty truck in the first place. If you're looking for a heavy-duty truck, though, you don't need leather seats, you don't need heated and ventilated seats. You just want the out-the-door price to be as close to 60,000 bucks as possible, while still having the nice digital display, digital gauge cluster, gooseneck out back, and the Z71 off-road package. I would definitely recommend checking out the 2024 Chevy Silverado. Check out the 3500, check out the 2500. If you're just looking for a single rear wheel truck, I'd go for a 2500. If you're looking for a dual rear wheel truck, in that case, yeah, definitely go 3500, because that's like the only way you're gonna get it. But single rear wheel, I recommend the 2500, but check out the 3500 too. See what they have available, see if you like it, and I'll definitely recommend checking it out. And a big thanks to Zach and the rest of the management and staff here at Chevrolet of Wesley Chapel for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Zach. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too, it really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.